going on, world? DS1 Ross, and we back here on Stay Sleep TV. Shout out to everybody who support the platform. Much love. Salute to everybody that's in the building right now. Shout out to all of y'all. Salute, salute, salute. Shout out to all of the visionaries that are here. Shout out to y'all. Salute to y'all. Shout out to everybody, man. A little tardy today, as y'all can see, but we here. So make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all share today's show. Hit the like button and share today's show. Y'all give me 1 second, and then we're going to get into today. Okay, we back. We back. Shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to the visionaries, man. Let me get over here and give some shout outs to the chat room before I start today's show. But make sure y'all hit the like button and make sure y'all share the show. Make sure y'all hit the like button and make sure y'all share today's show. Shout out to Queen in the building. Much love, mamas, always coming through and holding down the chat. Shout out to my brother Larry Vaughn. Salute, my brother. Salute, salute. Always coming through and holding it down. Appreciate your support. Shout out to Charles Ramsey in the building. Shout out to Issa Kuma. Salute, salute. Salute. Shout out to Miss Shaw Newsom in the building. Salute. Much love. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. Shout out to y'all. Make sure y'all hit the like button and make sure y'all share the show. Make sure y'all share this show because we're going to get into it today, man. Today's show, this is what happens when men are misused. This is what happens when men are misused. This is what happens when men are misused. Now, what made me come up with this topic is, it's 2022 now. We in a new year. And, at the top of the year, the first quarter, first 3 months of the year, everyone is on this new wave. Everyone's on to this. I'm going to do things better this year. I'm going to do new things. It's like they're on a new vibe. And I'm noticing that a lot of people are speaking on how they're going to do more for themselves this year. They're going to be a little more selfish. They're tired of giving to people and not receiving it back. And, a couple of females on my Facebook broke up with their man over the new year and found out a whole bunch of stuff they didn't know and, things like that. But what I'm constantly hearing, shout out to Sonny Blanco in the building. Salute, family. Peace to the gods. And I hear everyone saying, yo, I'm tired of being used. I'm tired of being used. I'm tired of being used. Right? And I'm not going to hold y'all. I'm not going to hold y'all too long today. Make sure y'all hit the like button and make sure y'all share the show. But everyone's saying, I'm tired of being used. I'm tired of being used. It doesn't feel good to be used. I'm gonna let y'all marinate on that for a minute. I'm tired of being used. I'm sick of people using me. Right? But if you can't be used, then how are you a resource? If you can't be used, then how are you useful? You see, A lot of us, we get caught up in social media life. We get caught up in this cyber world where we start recycling things that we've heard over and over and over, but we've never qualified the statement. We've never qualified the statement. See, because one thing men always say is, I don't want nobody using me. I don't want nobody taking advantage of me. I don't want no women using me for my money. Things like that. But the question is if you're a man, how will you not to be used? If you're a man, how are you not to be used? If you're a woman, how will you not here to be used? How? Brothers, if we are in the leadership position, then guess what? We are the most used. If you're the leader of the pack, if you're the leader of the house, if you're the leader of your team, you're going to be used all the time. You're the leader. You are the most resourceful in your group. So everyone's going to come to you. Everyone's going to lean on you. Everyone's going to ask you for advice. Everybody's going to come to you to learn how to do everything because you're the leader. So you have to be used. You have to be. You have to be. Shout out to Sir O in the building. Hey, what's going on, Ms. Zahara? You have to be used. But see, this goes back to qualifying statements. And the reason why a lot of us don't qualify statements is because we grew up hearing them so much. We grew up hearing certain things so much that it's like, that's what it is. You heard your mother use the term. You heard your pops use this statement. You heard your uncles use the statement. You heard OGs in the streets using it. You probably went to your homeboy crib and his mother used it. So this is why we never qualify these statements on we don't like being used. You shouldn't use nobody. Right? But what we should have been saying was, and still today, we should be saying, I don't want to be misused. See, that's the problem. But of course, we weren't using the correct terms. If you are a resource to people in any form or fashion, you're going to be used. Period. The problem lies with people, but we speaking on men. The problem that lies with men and what pisses men off to the utmost degree is when you misuse a man. See, because when a man is misused, he can be killed, he can be injured, he can lose his home, he can lose his family, he can lose his job. These are the things that are at risk when men are being misused. And this is the real problem. But we don't speak about this. because we don't speak about men being misused. If you got money and you're flashing money, a woman's supposed to try to get some money from you. Yeah, I said it. If you're running around out here flashing like you got a bag, a chick's supposed to get some money about you. You know why? Because that's what you're useful for. That's what you're useful for. Because everything you show a woman, you're basically telling her, these are my resources. This is what I can do. This is what I'm currently doing. So if you flashing a bag and flashing all of these clothes and whips, she's supposed to use you. She's supposed to. Because that is within the realm of your leadership. That is what resource you provide. So you're supposed to be used for that. The problem lies when you're being misused. And too many men are being misused today and have been being misused long enough. This is why a lot of men are upset. This is why a lot of men are angry. This is why a lot of men are depressed and suicidal. Because men have been misused for too long. The problem is not us being used. The problem is us being misused. That's the problem. That is the problem. That is where a lot of our frustrations lie with women, with things that's going on in the world. Things are not just for men. It's not an even playing field for men. Men are being misused at an extremely high level now. This is why more and more men are killing themselves. This is why you're seeing more and more men going the Sigma route. You're seeing the rise of the Sigma males. Shout out to my brother Walt Diddy. You're seeing the rise of the Sigma male because men are tired of being misused by other men and by women. This is what's going on. And what happens when we get tired of being misused, two things happen. And they either happen separately or simultaneously. There's a suicide and there's a homicide. This is what men are dealing with. Because you don't understand that a lot of us men have hit rock bottom. Because you don't know what men go through. And this is why I have a problem with men misusing other men. Because you a man, you know what you going through. You know how close you are to the edge. Why would you do that to another brother? You asking to get hurt? Are you asking for that? Or are you trying to see if you could push a brother off the edge? Because we'll get up here and talk about the gynocracy all day and get up here and talk about what black women has done to black men. But then these same black men, you niggas forget what happened to us. It seems like you voluntarily forget because then you turn around and misuse those same men. How does that work? How does that work? How does that work for men? How does that work for your fellow brother when you doing the same shit that the people who've hurt him in his life has done? You're not his agency. You're not his brother. You ain't got love for him. You don't give a fuck about him. He's just a number to you. He's a social security number. You look at him like the prison guards look at niggas in prison. You're just a number. That's all. You're just a number. And imagine what this does to men's spirits. You wonder why men are so down. You wonder why so many men is indulging in alcohol. So much young men indulging in drug use. Because depression and anxiety is at a high level. And that is because of what? Men being misused. Men being misused and treated fucked up. And that has become a normal thing. It's become normal. Oh, he'll get over it. Oh, he'll be okay. That's how they do us. Oh, he'll be all right. Oh, it's just, it's just a little trauma. He'll be okay. He'll be all right. Shout out to Jay Bones. Appreciate you, Jay Bones. You see what I'm saying? He'll be all right. He a man. He'll get over it. He'll get through it. But everybody don't process things the same way. All men don't have certain levels of self-control. This is why y'all hear me speak on emotional intelligence. All men doesn't have the wherewithal to, when somebody pushed them to the edge, to think before doing something. And then some guys get so angry, they end up hurting themselves. See, this is the shit that's not spoken about. You see? And this comes from us being misused. That's where it comes from. Shout out to Tony Anthems in the building. Y'all like and share the show, man. No doubt, Sonny. No doubt. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate your support. You know how we do. But nobody wants to talk about this. How men are constantly being misused in society over and over and over and over and over. And men are doing it too. See, on the internet, they like to make it seem like it's a gender problem. See, that's what they like to do on here, which is another form of misuse. Because they try to get you to join this fake ass brotherhood to get you to hate women and to team up with the women hating champions of the world. When that's not who you are. Men don't hate women. We talking about men. We talk about males. We talking about men. Men don't hate women. Men do not keep up a gender war. Males do that. Because we have to keep the gender shit going because it's profitable. It's profitable. Just like it's profitable to make black men into slaves. It has always been profitable to misuse black men. It has always been profitable. Always. Always. You ever heard of William O'Neill? Huh? You ever heard of William O'Neill? It's always been profitable to misuse black men. Always. Why do you think he killed himself years later? Because he realized he was used to destroy himself and generations of men that was coming behind him. He realized that. That's why he took his life. Because he realized he was being misused and he was misled. You see? all because of his own insecurities about himself. See, that's why men misuse other men, because of their own insecurities, because of their own lack. See, if I'm sure within myself, I don't have to use you to get no money. You see, when I was outside, not just outside, standing outside. See, y'all outside, like y'all like to say online, we outside. You know, that's just you being outside getting drunk. See, our outside was outside, meaning the police know you outside, meaning the robbers know you outside. That outside. When I was outside, I never misused no young dudes. Never. None of my young homies, none of my little bros could ever say I misused them. I never told them nothing wrong. I never put no packs in their hands. I never put no guns in their hands. None of that. None of that. When I was outside and they knew what I was doing it. You see? Because I don't stand on that. You see? That's why these young boys today is knocking dudes down. Because you older dudes were misusing us. This is why now you can't bring your old ass back to the block. They'll knock your head off. They'll knock your head off. Soon as you get over there talking that manipulative shit, talking that fake OG, y'all need to listen to me type shit, they're going to knock your head off. They're going to knock your head off. You know why? Because these young boys, they're not going to allow y'all to misuse them. You know why? Because they watched us be misused, the millennials. They watched our whole generation get misused. They watched our whole generation hustle for 30 or for 100. Yeah, I'm going there today. I'm going all the way there. They watched our generation hustle for coats, hustle for boots, hustle to eat beef patty and cheese on the corner. That's what them young boys watched us do. They watched us go to jail for niggas and sit in jail for 30 years and don't snitch. And them niggas don't sing you one ramen noodle soup. That's what happened to the millennials. That's what happened to us. That's how we got misused out there in them streets. Crash dummies. Crash dummies. Shout out to the OG. He said, I did and I regret it. See, that's an OG. He regretted. He regretted. Because now he understands what comes with that. He understands the turmoil that comes with that. Not only in the streets, but within yourself. The turmoil that's caused within a man when you misuse him, when you turn him to a crash dummy. When you say you're going to hold him down, but then you abandon him. He understands what that turmoil is. He understands what that turned into. You see? And that's what it boils down to. Respect. And a lot of men today, especially you dudes here on the internet, y'all don't have no respect for nothing. Y'all don't know how to respect a man. This is why it's so easy for dudes to be disrespectful on here. Y'all don't know what respect is. Y'all don't know how to carry yourselves with respect. Exactly, bro. You got to give to receive, man. Because we talking about a community. We talking about building. So if we going to build and we going to build properly, respect got to be given on both ends. But see, what usually happens is you usually have one man who superimposes himself, who lives through the ideology of big I's and little U's. See, you got to beware of dudes like that who want to be the big I and turn you into the little you. That shows the level of respect that he has for you when he try to minimize who you are for his gain. So you got to understand what you're dealing with, brothers. See, I understand why brothers are frustrated out in the streets, why brothers are upset and mad, because they tired of being misused. They've been misused their whole life. Some of them got felonies because they were misused and can't get jobs to this day because they were misused. Their lives are ruined because of this. That's a fact, J Bones. Brothers don't respect each other because most brothers will look at you as a slave. If you ain't got more than him, he don't need to respect you. That's how they look at shit. If you don't got more than me, why do I need to respect you? It's how they look at shit. It's sad. But then we wonder why the level of violence is up in the streets. Wondering why. You wondering why? Because men are tired of being misused. This is what happens. You get more violence. You get more suicides. Suicide rate goes up. The drug usage goes up. The unemployment rate goes up because men are being misused. If you're misusing men, that means you are first and foremost misleading men. You see? You see? If you're going to misuse men, that means you're misleading them, meaning you're misinforming them, meaning you're doing everything to hurt them, but you're telling them you're trying to help them. See, that's the common shit with a person who misuse people. They always come with that I'm here to help spirit. No, they're here to take. They're here to take. Because if they was here to help, there's no need to misuse nobody. You see? There's no need. There's no need for manipulation. There's no need for that. See, that only happens and that only occurs when you're into misusing people, playing people against each other, being the hidden hand, puppet master shit. Puppet master shit. That's what's going on in the neighborhoods now. These young boys is getting sent. They're getting sent up. They're getting sent up. And see, what's so crazy is these young guys today, they don't have big homies. They their own big homies. But guess what they doing? They making the same decision that them soft ass big homies was making. Them same cowardly dudes that they ran off the block, that they vowed not to listen to, that they jumped and beat up and robbed and ran off the strip. They end up turning around and making those same decisions and turning their homies into crash dummies. Because they don't understand that they're being misused and they're misusing their homeboys. See, they think by sending a homie through the block, oh, my homie a rider. No, you using your homie. Because if your homie get killed in the midst of that mission or go to jail, then what? And you ain't got no money to put in a, when he up north, you ain't gonna send him a soup. So you actually, that's not your homie. That's your crash dummy. You sent him on a crash dummy mission. That's what happened. He not your homie. If that was your homie, why you ain't go with him? That's your homie. Why you ain't go with him? Why you hid in the back and watch if that's your homie? Because that's not your homie. You're sending him on a dummy mission. In New York, we call them pop-off dummies. That's what they're called. Pop-off dummies. You send them to pop off. In the midst of a fight, the little homie gonna pop it off. He gonna swing first. He gonna cut somebody first. He gonna shoot first. That's the pop-off dummy. That's the pop-off dummy. Because soon as he pop off, now as you being the leader, you could step back and assess the situation while your homies put work in. See that? But what happens when one of the homies be like, yo, you ain't even jump in? You see what happens? You see? And what happens is over time, the youth and the elders go at it. Because you misusing the youth. You're misusing them. And it's going to come a time where they wake up and they're going to call you on your shit. And what you going to do? What you going to do when the little bros is on you? And it's 20 of them. And you know you done misused them. Couple of them done been up north for about 5 years. Couple of them on parole. They done caught a gun charge. All for you. And you just sitting back counting money. The little homie just came home. The little homie just came home from doing 3 years. All you do is give him a pack. Yo, here. Bring me back such and such. He just went to jail for you. He just went to jail for you. He just ruined his reputation for you in the name of loyalty. And this is how you repay him. You make him go work it off. But this is what happens when men are being misused. You have what you have going on in the streets now. Chaos. Nobody wants to listen to nobody. Why am I listening to a person who I know is who just trying to finesse me? All he gonna do is say what needs to be said so he can get what he wants. So what is there to talk about when you're disingenuous? See? We need real OGs that's going to come out and say, listen, we did a lot of wrong shit to y'all, man. We did a lot of fucked up shit to y'all. We did. We ain't know no better. This is the way that we made y'all prove if y'all was going to be down or not. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. But see, when you try to stand on a lie, that also seals it. That's when a man know he being misused. Because you're lying to him in his face. He know the truth. He know. He knows. Because all he got to do is look at certain things. When it was time to go to war, you wasn't there. You was hiding. When it was time to go to jail, you wasn't there. You was at your girl house. Only time you around is to collect and count money. So you just misusing people. You don't respect fellow men. You have an ego problem. You think you above reproach. You think you above the other men that you're around. That's what that is. And I want brothers to understand that in 2022, you're no longer going to get away with that type of shit. You're no longer going to get away with it. You will be called out. You will be exposed. You will. It's going to happen. Because everything in the dark comes to light. The sun going to shine as bright as it shine, even if you got goddamn shades on your windows. You see? And when you're confronted about what you've done, because see, this is what's going on in the hoods now. This is why you got a lot of older dudes getting their heads blown off. Because these young dudes is approaching them and telling them, yo, why you been doing this? Why you been doing that? Why we not eating? Why you over here doing this and you doing this and doing that, but we starving. But we all working for you. You see? This is a problem that men created. Men created this problem. You see? And the sad part is a lot of us got misused because you dudes just wanted to impress some broad. How sad is that? You misused men so you could stockpile a bunch of shit that impress some broad. See? Then we wonder why dudes are so hostile. You wonder why. Because look at what we got to deal with. From our so-called leaders. From the guys who are supposed to be in leadership position. From the guys who's supposed to be counseling the younger generations. You're not counseling, you're leeching. That's what you are. That's what you're doing. You're a leech. You're trying to attach yourself to our youth energy so you can get immortality. I know what this is about. Because that's how a lot of you old niggas stay relevant in the hood. By attaching yourself to a group of young brothers who are poor in mentality, who don't know how to think for themselves. So your old ass still getting money on the block because you got a group of little young crash dummies. And all you do is take your little money that you getting from these young dudes and paying for their cousins. Don't think I don't know the game. I was outside. I ain't talking about outside on the internet like y'all. Outside the y'all on the internet is going from panel to panel, going from channel to channel. That's how I know what dudes do. I was out there. Was out there on all levels. You see? I was the pack boy with the pack. Then I was the middleman. Then when I went OT, I became a boss. Okay? So I know. I know how greasy it get. I know how dudes use each other and misuse each other. I know. That's why I did this show the other day. Make sure you go and check it out. The love of money is what destroyed our brotherhood. I told y'all this. Because that's when dudes start looking at their homies like a pack. That's how he start looking at your value. You become a pack amount, especially when you're getting money. I ain't talking about a little 200-300. When you're getting money. When you're getting money. Your homies start looking at you like you expendable. Like how much grams I could get this little nigga to get him out the way. This is the type of shit that's going on in real time. We don't want to talk about it. We don't want to talk about it. And it happens on all levels. It don't just happen in the streets. It happens here on YouTube. It happens in the corporate world. It happens in the music business. It happens in the sports world. Look what happened. Look what happened when Kaepernick decided to take a knee. Look how many players act like they was down with him until them goddamn reprimands start coming down. When them consequences start coming down, niggas start straightening up. Oh, I'm not with Kaepernick. I don't stand with that. I'm not gonna back that message. Suckers. Because you was misusing them. Oh, I don't stand with that. I don't stand with what he says. Just like when it got hot to be red pill, everybody ran from being, oh, I ain't red pill. I'm not red pill. No, I'm not. You see? You see? Because they know you ain't gonna stand your ground. Because all you here for is to misuse people. So you'll say you whatever. If it pay right. You'll manipulate your team to make them believe to practice anything you want them to practice because you getting paid from it. Why you think so much young dudes that are millennials, that's my age, why you think so many of us grew up in jail? And when I say grew up, I mean matured. Why do you think? Because they were being misused. Especially my homies that grew up without a dad. The streets was their father. You know, homie with the pack was they pops. A lot of my homies learn how to count selling drugs. I'm gonna just be real. And they probably listening. My homies listening. Some of my homies learn how to count selling drugs because they never went to school. Because we from that era. See, people forget. We from that era where crack was popping. We don't come from that era where crack was just being made and all of that. No, we from where crack was popping. 83, 84, 85, 86. We from those are the millennials. That's when crack was popping. Popping. Drug dealers everywhere. Crack everywhere. Everybody's selling crack on my block. My block was one of those blocks. I'm from Brooklyn. My block was popping like a uptown Harlem block. You could come through there and get work from all types of dudes. Back then. So you know what that did? That made all the big homies who had to work start recruiting. And see, when we was growing up in the late 90s, early 2000s, 30 off 100 was a lot of money. Because we were still getting Jordans for $100. 30 off 100? Till we got grown, till we got older. And we started realizing what was going on. Then we start figuring out what was going on. And a lot of my bros, they, you know, we had our time where we went at the older dudes. It ain't get bloody, but it was issues. It was, yo, what y'all doing out here with this? You know, couple of scuffles. You know, some of them older dudes got hands and feet put on them. You know, and they came back. They did what they did. We had our time with that. Because it came a time where we weren't allowing to be misused no more. I saved up my bread. I got my own work. Straight up. We would see, we was the generation to do that. The millennials. Stack your money and cop your own work. You don't need them. You don't have to let nobody misuse you. This is how a lot of young crews was formed. Young getting money dudes. It was because the old dudes was misusing us. And that wasn't just on the drug game. That was in the gang world. Just being misused, man. This why today nobody respects an OG. See, I respect OGs still, because the millennials, we still have remnants of that old school shit. We still have remnants of that. After us, after the millennials, they don't have no remnants of none of that old shit unless you was raised correctly. But our generation, come on, man. Yes, sir. You already know Sonny Blanco. You already know Marcus Garvey houses. You already know. Brownsville, stand up, man. You already know. Shout out to Mother Gaston and Sutter. You already know. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shout out to Tony Anthems in the building. It's been a minute, bro. But brothers are tired of this, man. Brothers, we're sick of it. I know we are. And instead of us just getting mad and, you know, doing what they expect us to do, just keep it pushing. Just keep it pushing, man. Just keep it pushing. You made it this far. Ain't no turning back. There's no turning back. And don't never allow yourself to be misused again. Stay away from people like that. Stay away from leeches. That's what you do. You stay away from leeches, man. There's a lot of leeches around you. It's a lot of people looking to suck you dry of what's your true value. See, because remember, the true value lies internally. See, that's the value that they can't take from you. The world can't take respect, honor, good character. They can't take those things from you. They can't take the love of your family away from you. They can't. You see? That's why they misuse you. Because they're trying to scar your heart. They're trying to make your heart cold. So you could stop being so selfless and be a little more selfish like them. Be a little more heartless and callous like them. You know, if you on here telling black men they need to have better character, you're a problem. Because you're not misusing men for your own good. You're not leading them down the path to destruction so you could get paid. You see? You're not into misusing men because misuse of something doesn't equal a profit in your mind. See, that is the mindset of a tyrant. This is why I did the show the other day. Morals are for men. Tyranny is for males. That is the mindset of a tyrant. Let me misuse this young dude so I could get what I need to get. Let me misuse his loyalty for me so I could get what I need to get. See, that's a tyrant. That's not a man. That's not a man of good character. That's not a man who stand on principles. That's a fuck nigga. That's what he is. I'm going to just put it frank. That's a fuck nigga. You see? So, brothers, beware these fuck niggas. Because they're only here to misuse you. They're only here to use you as much as they could and then throw you away. That's what they're here to do. Because they actually don't have nothing to offer. That's why they take. That's why they take. Told y'all about those takers. Make sure y'all go and check that series out. They are not your homies. Beware of the takers. The takers are the niggas who misuse you. Yeah, you my homie. Yeah, you my man. Yeah, we riding and dying. Soon as a problem come, oh, what that got to do with me? I ain't got nothing to do with that. That ain't affected me. I thought I was your man. So what affects your man is supposed to affect you. Right? What happened? Oh, we know what happened. We know what happened. And in 2022, brothers, and shout out to the sister Denise Scott. Just did a one-on-one. It was a panel discussion over there on my brother, the Book of Ronan show. Y'all go and check that out. But she said that this year is the year of consequences. Y'all saw what just happened to Tasha K for running her mouth and lying and slandering people, misusing her audience for money. See what just happened to her? Consequences. But brothers, remember how the universe works. You will pay the consequence if you don't begin to make the right choices. So you can't allow yourself to be misused. See, you can't allow yourself to be misused and then cry about it. Because it doesn't happen too many times, and you're watching Sheep Stay Sleep TV. And you watch the Book of Ronan. You have brothers that is constantly warning you and letting you know, don't be a spiritually impoverished mule of provision. Don't be a simp. Don't be an incel. And we give you solutions on how not to be these kind of men. because the heads of these groups are just misusing you guys. That's all they're doing. And at the end of the day, you're going to be left miserable, suicidal, and homicidal, because that's what happens when men are misused. That's what happens. So shout out to y'all, man. I'm not going to keep y'all no much longer. Salute to everybody in the building. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all share today's show, and make sure y'all go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I drop some new content right here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Shout out to all the visionaries in the building. I appreciate everyone for coming through to today's show. Don't forget, on the way out, hit the like button, hit the share button, hit that subscribe button. Also, go and check out my last premiere video. Make sure y'all go and check that out also. I appreciate y'all for tuning in to the show. I am DS Warren Ross of Sheep Stay Sleep TV. And remember, brothers, we are our own agency. We are our own agency. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.